What's up, YouTube? It's Gary Brown from 313 Hoops, and today we are back with another video. Last night, the Detroit Pistons played the Orlando Magic in their season opener in a game where they won 113 to 109. Me and my fiance were actually able to go out to the Little Caesars Arena and watch the game. It was a fun time, fun event. They gave out these Detroit versus everybody t-shirts, so I figured I might as well wear this in this YouTube video right here. I probably won't be wearing this outside of my house or outside of this YouTube channel because, as you guys can see, this shirt's pretty huge. It's an extra large. I typically wear mediums, and this is just way too big for me to wear outside of this YouTube channel, really, honestly. But besides the size of the shirt, the game was awesome. It was a great time, and there's a lot of things that I want to talk about. But before we get into that, if you haven't already, please hit that like button. It definitely helps this YouTube channel grow. And then also hit the subscribe button as well if you're interested in any type of Detroit Pistons talk, any type of Detroit Pistons coverage, because that's the type of stuff we're going to be doing here on this YouTube channel throughout the entire NBA season. But yeah, let's go talk about this game right here. The first thing I want to really talk about are the rookies. The rookies that were on display in this game last night, they all showed out. Paolo Banchero from the Orlando Magic. I know this is a Detroit Pistons YouTube channel, but I have to give my props, my respects out to Paolo because he went off in that game. I believe he had like 27 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, something like that. And there was actually a statistic that was made. It was like there's only been 2 players to put up stats just like that in their first NBA game. And the 2 that did that were LeBron James and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He put himself in an elite category right there with some elite players. So that is awesome to see. Orlando, you have your franchise guy. I'm hoping that you can really build a nice team around him, so that for future years you guys are competitive. I'm really looking forward to Paolo. But again, like I said, this is the Detroit Pistons channel. So let's go talk about Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren. These two, because we got these two in the draft, a lot of people were saying how the Detroit Pistons won the draft. And after last night, we can really confirm that because Jaden Ivey went off. He had 19 points. He was playing really well on defense. I want to say he had maybe like 3 steals, 2 or 3 steals. Really well scored off in transition too. And honestly, he was playing incredible. He was really feeding off of the atmosphere too in the Little Caesars Arena. Like the crowd was going crazy for Jaden Ivey. He was a nice little spark plug for us. Somebody that really got the fans fans on their feet, got them cheering, got them loud, and it really made the game like really fun to be at. Like it's been a while since I've been at a Detroit Pistons game, and it was just like fun where we're winning the game. We're not like getting blown out. And by the second quarter, you already kind of want to go, So this was actually a really, really fun time. We were down pretty early in the game, but we ended up coming back. And again, with plays like from Jaden Ivey, from Cade, from all these guys, we had some pretty big plays that got the crowd going that really kept the momentum on our side. And overall, it was really fun to watch these guys. But that was Jaden Ivey. Jalen Duren, he posted up 14 points and 10 rebounds. He was playing crazy defense too as well. And honestly, guys, that 14 points, 10 rebounds, that double-double, that made him the second youngest player to post up a double-double in their first NBA career game. And he only missed out on being first by 4 games. The person that was the youngest to do that was Dwight Howard from the Orlando Magic back in, I want to say maybe 04, 05, whenever Dwight Howard was a rookie. But yeah, that is crazy. And think about it. Jalen Duren did that while coming off of the bench too. He did that while coming off of the bench. And it's just crazy. Like, honestly, I can see Jalen Duren eventually starting at some point during the season. There's some things he has to clean up, but his interior defense and, his ability to rebound, like, he really goes after those rebounds. Like, he honestly can play a little aggressive and get to the point where, he's getting all these bad fouls and stuff. But, as time goes on, he's going to start learning how to, work around that. But right now, he's fiending for those rebounds. He's fiending for those rebounds, and they definitely make a huge difference for this Detroit Pistons team. And I think that's something that we should really consider doing, is putting Jalen Duren in the starting lineup. We'll see how he plays these next few games, and if he's still doing stuff like that, yeah, he's gonna crack that starting lineup. So, and I believe there were some people commenting too on some previous videos about how Jalen Duren should be starting. Hey, Jalen Duren, he's backing up your words, guys, if you guys were commenting that a few weeks ago. But yeah, overall, he did really great. There was a time in the game too. I don't know if this was on TV or not, but like during the game, Jalen Duren actually went down to the ground on the court. It was like after I want to say maybe after some free throws or something like that, but he went down on the ground, and the play proceeded to go to the other end of the court. He was still down, and it was a lot of concern. Like, people were freaking out. They're like, oh no, Jalen Duren is down, he's out, he's hurt. But I think what it was he was just tying his shoe. He was taking a long time tying his shoe, and after that, he just went right back to being a beast. Like, he was really doing great. He was putting down some nice dunks too as well. And like Jaden Ivey, the crowd was getting really into it. They were getting into it with Jalen Duren too, and it's pretty obvious right now that the Detroit Pistons fans, we really like what we're seeing here from our two rookies. But outside of the rookies too, like our veterans. So I have to put a highlight on our veterans too, because there were times during the game, like early on in the game, the Pistons were down like 6-18 or something like that, and I believe it was Corey Joseph. Corey Joseph came out. I want to say he hit 2 back-to-back threes, and then maybe had something in the mid-range, or maybe he had a layup or something. But he had 3 baskets in a row that really got us back into this game. And when the Orlando Magic were starting to pull away again, Bojan Bogdanovic, oh my gosh, Bojan Bogdanovic went crazy. He was going crazy with all these 3-pointers just to get us back into this game. And it was really because of Corey Joseph and Bojan why the Pistons weren't falling too far behind. Like, while everybody else was kind of struggling, those two really picked it up, put in some very, very important points. I think Corey Joseph only had 8. Yeah, it was 8 points. So he had 2 3-pointers and a 2-pointer. And those 8 points that he had, they were crucial. They really helped us out. So, just because he had 8 points doesn't mean he wasn't doing it. Those 8 points were very important when he had those. And then Bojan, throughout the entire game, again, he was putting up threes. He was creating his own shot, off the dribble and all that. Cade was finding him for the open 3. I think Ivy even found him for the open 3. And he was playing really well out there on the offensive end. And like I said, he kept us in the game. I think he finished with like 25 points. But yeah, Bojan definitely had a great game. He was really feeling himself too. He hit a nasty 3-pointer in there, got the crowd going wild. He was another person. The guys that I was sitting with, they were like, get Bojan back in there, get him back in. Like, they were cheering for him, going crazy for him. Like, he's definitely being loved here from the Detroit Pistons fans already. And, it's great to see because, he's definitely somebody that could help these younger guys get to that next level. And like I was saying, when these younger guys are struggling, we have our vets right there to do the job and, keep us in this game when things are going hard. And that was really nice to see from Bojan Bogdanovic. And then there was also Cade Cunningham, who had 18 points and 10 assists. He had a really, really great game, guys. Early on, he struggled a little bit, but as the game went on, he actually started to score a little bit more. He got into the paint more, making baskets down by the rim and stuff. So he started really doing great. He got 10 assists, like I said, so he was keeping guys involved, keeping them active, making some lobs and stuff. But the biggest assist was the last one to Isaiah Stewart in the corner. I think Dwayne Casey was saying how the play was originally made for Cade, but when he saw Isaiah Stewart in the corner, Cade made the right play, made a great pass over to Stewart, and Stewart ends up draining a 3 to basically clinch this game and just put the dagger in it right there. So it was an awesome 3. And speaking of Isaiah Stewart in that 3, so in the preseason, there was one game where Isaiah Stewart, I think he made 4 threes on 10 attempts. So obviously, 10 attempts, it's not something that you're going to get used to with Isaiah Stewart. But, obviously he's been, we've been talking about how he's been working on that 3, how he's been, trying to add that into his game. All night, he missed his threes. He was like 0 for 3 the entire night. He didn't make a single one. But the one he made was the one that clinched it. And honestly, that was awesome. He sealed the game for us with that 3-pointer. The one that he made was the most important of it all. And it's crazy to think too, like Isaiah Stewart is the type of guy that you could throw, you can pass the ball to him late in the game in a crunch time situation for a 3, and he can make that. You can confidently say that he can make it now. So honestly, like, it's great to see from Isaiah Stewart. It's great to see the growth and development of his game. And overall, just the Pistons in general, they were doing great. The fans really loved this game. It really got crazy, crazy, crazy hype in there. And overall, I'm excited to see how the Pistons do for the rest of the season. The Detroit Pistons are undefeated. Hopefully we can say that again after tomorrow. And we'll see how long the Pistons can hold this up. But overall, it was a great time. Great game to watch. Great game to be at. But overall, guys, that's how we're going to end this video. Please comment down below what you guys thought of that game. What you guys think of these rookies after their first game for the Detroit Pistons. And, just let me know what you guys think. Also, again, hit that like button and then subscribe too if you haven't already. I'll see you guys next time. We'll talk about that New York Knicks game when it comes. Peace.